when I thought I quit, when my plug didn't pick up, I called my mom and I said, "Ma, I got a confession to make. I've been addicted to the opiate drugs, these Percocets, and I want to quit. I don't like this shit." She was like, "Damn, son, oh my gosh, like I love you so much. Like we definitely finna get you the help." So my mom hung up the phone. She immediately started trying to find a clinic, like trying to find some detox for me, trying to get me right. Then my plug called me. You feel me? I linked up with my plug. I got another. I got some more perks.
I understand.
I got some more perks. I threw them back. You feel me? Now I ain't gonna lie. Like if you follow me as an artist, you know how big of an influence my mom is. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, it's like, damn, I told my mom I quit, and I'm high. I gotta make a choice. Now continue to lie to my mom or fucking quit.
Okay.
When you stop putting that substance in your brain to amplify that dopamine, your brain is still absent. You have nothing in that space right there. You're gonna get sick as fuck. So until that part heals, you're gonna be sick. I was sick for 2 weeks straight. You can ask my girl, she'll vouch for me. 2 weeks straight, I didn't eat, I didn't sleep. For 2 weeks, I'm not lying to you. For 2 weeks, I didn't eat, I didn't sleep. But guess what I did? I wrote music during this whole thing.
Get the fuck out.
On my soul.
Fuck.
Through this whole process, bro. I wrote
was it hard to make yourself
I wrote
do
a whole album. It's called Dante versus DBattles.
Knock him out the box, Rick. Knock him out, Rick. Knock him out the box. The socks?
Yeah. I something told me to put my red socks on. That's some colorful ones. Why you put on colorful? Because I just figured I didn't know we were gonna get this comfortable, like this intimate. Right. I should have known that, bro. I should have known that. I didn't know where I could be like this on the couch with my feet up.
Right.
You know, I thought, I was just expecting, just ground levels things.
But no one's gonna notice your sock, man.
I don't think so. It's just, but me personally looking down at this shit.
We are so
it's like, yo, what are this shit?
How much how much more self-critical you think we are of ourselves than other people are?
Way more.
Like 100 times more.
Some shit people don't even see.
Never.
But we see it.
We see
it's
it
on ourselves. And that's the crazy part.
That's why everybody needs a coach.
Yeah.
Let me explain. It is, even for a great coach.
Josh, go ahead and get it on. We're good.
Yeah,
we can go.
We're going. We're over. He already knows how this goes. It's very difficult to coach yourself. It's much easier to coach someone else because you're not hearing all the noise. And when you do, you go, what? That's noise.
What do you
What you're
noise?
saying is
What's
this.
Noise to you?
Like excuses. Like, well, I haven't been posting. I'm just kind of practicing taking video. People, someone's told me that the other day, if he's watching, Vasquez. And I'm like, and he goes, what? I'm like, come on. Yeah. I'm making excuses. I'm like, yes. Yeah. Like, I mean, just accept it because I'm doing it too. I don't post as much as I want, but I know it's me. I know it's not because of the excuses I make.
And you know yourself when you're making excuses.
Exactly. You know yourself, though.
You know it. You know it more before anyone else knows.
So that's why I like talking to others, but I need somebody to do that for me. Like what I like helping others figure out their stuff and get out of their own way.
So you don't have.
It's hard for me to get out of my own way.
You don't have anyone to do that for you, huh? So
maybe just the people I talk to.
You can do it to yourself.
You can
meditate on a whole different level, though. Like isolate, meditate.
I've been starting to consistently journal.
Oh yeah,
journal in the morning.
That's it.
And everyone always says that. I go, oh, don't tell me to journal. But you know what? I have to stop and put my thoughts down because I'm gonna be going 100 thoughts a minute. Right. Otherwise,
damn. That's deep right there.
And it forces me to prioritize those ideas. Whereas if I just start my day, I just go. It's like my days are not as effective.
Oh, wow. Yeah. That's just like me. I'm the same way. Like I can wake up and just go with my shit needs to be scripted. I need to know what I'm doing. So as much as I hate what I'm doing. As much as people say, oh, don't plan. I hate planning.
You have
even if it's and a lot of people don't know they're planning, but they're planning. If you think about the outfit before you go to a place, you're planning.
Right.
If you think about what time you need to leave, you're planning. And a lot of people don't know, I don't plan anything. I just do it.
Especially if they're spontaneous people like us. Yes. I like to say I don't like to plan. Totally. I like to go with the flow.
Right.
But I'm saying you need a general goal or you're totally just all over the place.
You have to have a guideline.
Yeah, it's just a guideline. You can change the plan as you go. Like, oh, something came up.
It's just a guideline.
Right.
You know, and that's it, though. But you got others, though, they need the not just a guideline, the whole thing. And what's the whole thing? Putting it on your planner, putting it on here. I have to exit everything out with my friends. I have to cut this day off. With me, it's none of that, because life comes with rolling punch. You got to roll with the punches.
Got to call audibles.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I may plan something tomorrow, but life may have a whole nother direction for me.
Right. The playbook, you need a playbook just so you have a direction, a North Star. But then as you go on your journey, you can't stick to the plan no matter what. I'm not saying to be late to meetings. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about when you get new information, don't just stick with the plan. Right. But you still need a plan. You still need a direction. That's all it is. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to go to New York.
Yo, I'm not going to lie. You just taught me something right there.
You know what I mean?
You just taught me something right there, because every day, I'm not going to lie, I wake up and it's just going with the flow. You know what I'm saying? I do have my own personal plans, but I think life has taken life ain't taking its toll, but life is really moving for me right now. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, when I wake up, I have plans, but life got a whole nother objective for me. You know, so it's like, I have to adapt to that.
Right. I just thought of a good analogy, by the way. Like, here's why you kind of need to plan and why you should start each day, just to check in with yourself. That's all I'm doing. It might be for 5-10 minutes.
Checking in with yourself.
Versus just run.
Right.
Because think about video games, right?
Mm-hmm.
They're limited in that you're supposed to get to a certain level to get to the next level.
Right.
You already know the general plan, so you can just start and go and play.
That's true.
And you're jumping and getting to the next thing.
Facts.
In life, you can go in endless spherical directions.
That's the crazy part.
So you're never going to know how to get to level 2, 3, 4, 5 in anything if you're just all over the place, starting your day without being mindful and intentional. That's all.
You got to have order.
And that's just something I realized, not because I think it's cool to journal in the morning, but I realized, like, holy shit, it does.
You actually journal, like, pen, paper?
I started going up to the hill.
I saw that with the chair up on the hill, bro. That's the spot.
Yeah, with a notebook.
That's the spot.
And I just sit, and then I may journal, I may not. It's no pressure. But then I'll go, oh shit, and I write it down. And
You're meditating.
And then I'm meditating. And then I'm meditating too.
Yeah.
I'm writing it down. And then I say, well, I can't do all these things. What do I want to do today? And it's kind of the beginning of my to-do list, sort of.
Yeah.
But it's also time to like I'll stretch, I'll meditate, I'll do other things. But that forcing yourself to think and journal and plan your day a little bit,
and I'm not gonna
goes a long way.
I'm not gonna lie, that's real big for a man, because that's self-discipline.
Dude,
that's disciplining yourself. You got a million things to do. You got kids.
I want to jump in. I feel I wasn't doing it consistently because I kept pushing it aside, thinking it's not important enough. I need to go get things done. But what I realize is I have my best ideas up there.
Yeah.
And then I'm way more intentional getting shit done.
Yeah. And that's what I go back to saying, you need isolation meditation. You don't have to go far from home. Hell, your home's right here. You're right there. You just need as much as you can see. Nobody needs to be there. That's all. As much as you can see. A whole 360. If I don't see nobody, I'm good. I'm isolated. You know what I'm saying? And that goes actually with one of the songs that's on my album. You like that song a lot. It's called Drowning. The hook, when my feet on the ground, I got my head in the clouds, so tired of treading this water. Sometimes I just want to drown. Don't want nobody around. I like it silent, no sound. I'm in my sanctuary. I'm in my sanctuary. Father, 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 hope you forgive me for my sin. I did it all again. I'm a repeating offended. Just hope you don't get offended. Confessing sins, I'm a Christian. I'm in my sanctuary. I'm in my sanctuary. Father, Father. That whole hook, that's a hook.
Dude.
That's a hook to a track.
I heard that. I thought that was a song I'd heard.
Bro, I'm gonna tell you something.
It was really that.
I was really in my sanctuary. I was in my isolation meditation.
Right.
And just to tell you that, you can do some great things being in your isolation meditation. Being isolated, you can do so many great things. Nothing negative. If it is all positive, actually. You know what I'm saying? The most positive, strongest thing you can do is when you're by yourself.
Right.
With the positive mindset.
Right.
That's where I was.
It's a scary thing. And I'm telling you, I went years without doing that because you just get into an algorithm.
We don't know exactly.
Autopilot, man.
Especially when you have kids.
You get up, you got to get shit done.
Yeah. And I don't have any kids, so I don't really know in depth, but I have homies like you, big homies that have kids. And it's like, bro, you have real responsibility.
Right. It's
Like,
easy to
holy
forget
shit.
that.
Like, how do you even have time to go on the mountain and meditate?
Right.
You know?
But if you're not doing it, I'm just saying, and I know this, even if I fall off the wagon, I'm telling me, I realized in the last couple of months, if I'm not doing it, I'm definitely not being effective, man. I'm not.
That's fact.
Because I'm coming up with my best ideas, and then I have my most productive days when I invest that little 30 minutes. You know what I'm saying? That's why the Dalai Lama does 4 hours of meditation.
And that's all.
It's smart.
Yeah, it is. But see, even if you can put 30 minutes, that's all you need, especially as us being men. We catch on, especially if we're hungry and we're motivated, we catch on so fast. So all you need is 30 minutes. That's a lot of time for you.
Right.
Especially the universe and God knows what you have. You got kids, you got a wife, you got a house, you got to maintain, you got to be a man. So even 20 minutes, 30 minutes is equal to 30 hours for us as being men. Right. We on a whole different time, especially being entrepreneurial, independent men that's trying to do our own thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's a lot of time that you're giving to yourself. It's 30 minutes.
Right.
You're giving a whole 30 minutes to yourself. That's a long time. You know how many missed text messages and phone calls and emails I have in 30 minutes? Just to ignore that? That's a lot.
Right.
That's huge.
Like I was thinking, especially for people like us that are 100-mile-an-hour people.
Exactly.
It's like before you hit the gas and go 100 miles an hour, plan out your route. That's all it is. It's like if you're delivering packages, plan out the route and then hit the gas, man.
And then hit the gas.
You're going to get a lot more done.
I ain't gonna lie. I spent many years. I feel like I'm a late bloomer in this industry because I spent many years not planning, just going.
Right.
And guess what I ended up, guess where I went? Circles, 360, right where I started. For the longest time, bro, like I thought I was going. And that's why I ain't gonna lie, in this music shit, I feel like I'm a late bloomer. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm a young fella, but at the end of the day, I feel like I'm a late bloomer with this rap shit. I've been doing this shit for over 10 years, but I've been running circles. All
in what way?
Because I didn't isolate.
You just jumped in and went.
I'm gonna tell you something. I'm gonna tell you, I'm not a secret, but it's something I've been hiding from people. I'm just now not running 360s. Like, I'm just now going straight up. Like, you know, and I'm not bragging, I'm not saying, oh, I'm going straight to the top, I'm on the way. Nah, I'm not. The most humbly way.
You're making progress.
I'm making progress.
So what were you doing before?
Without repeated steps.
Yeah.
I'm actually making new steps and keep going. Like, I'm not repeating steps.
Right.
Finally, in my life, I'm 29 years old, I've been doing this rap shit for over 10 years. And I haven't gotten nowhere. Fuck a talent. You don't have to have talent. It ain't about talent. I'm going to tell you that right now. This shit is not about talent. You can have 10% talent. 90% business. If you want me to break it all the way down, 10% talent, 80% business. And then the rest is you got to have your identity. You got to have your identity. You got to know who you are.
Absolutely.
And guess what? Just being this age right now in this era, I'm just now finding my identity this year.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just now finding who I am. And I'm just now not making repeated steps. I'm actually making progressive steps in my career and in my life. Career and life is two different things.
So tell me about that. So, okay, you were on last year, right? So there's part 1 interview. A lot has happened since then, right? So talk about that. Like, how were you going in circles before? Like, what's happened?
So since then, like that's actually been a half a year ago.
Yeah.
I can't believe the last time I seen you here, Misunderstood Show, was a half a year ago. So here we are, a half a year later. A lot has happened. Since then, actually, I realized my identity. I realized who I was. And by me realizing who I was is not being crazy here, not being some kind of psych person, you know, but I have 2 sides to myself. I have actually 2 sides to myself. I have Dante, which is me, my government name, DANTI, Dante. You know what I'm saying? And then I have DBattles. Who is DBattles? DBattles is an artist. Like, he's a hip hop rap artist, but he's a whole different fella. And where I was making a mistake, where I was retracking my steps, I mixed DBattles and Dante to be the same person. That's why I've been pulling and pushing. Oh, I'm going forward, I'm coming back. I'm going forward, I'm coming back. I've been living one life with the same person, but I'm two different identities.
So you
I
weren't,
know that
you weren't
sounds
leaning,
crazy. That
no,
sounds
so you
crazy
weren't
as fuck.
leaning into, if you're a combination of two kind of different entities and you're not leaning into both of them the right way, there's going to be conflict. There's going to be friction.
It is going
Is
to
that
be
right?
Exactly. You have pulling.
So what were you doing
You
before?
got something pulling and pushing. That's not.
So you were fighting yourself.
Yeah, fighting myself.
Like in what way?
Dante is more of a humble, patient guy. You know what I'm saying? Like a white light, good high vibe type of guy. Not loud. He actually is very shy from people. And he's a person of life. Like just living life every day, no plans. Like we just talked about, Dante has no plans. He just goes with life. And DBattles on the other end, he's just progressive. He's just, this nigga's on go. Like he found out he can rap, and now he's just fuck a life. I'm living my own life. And so that part. And then you got the chill part, like, hold on, wait on life. I'm going with life. That's a whole different. That's hard. That's a hard life.
How does Dante feel about rapping?
If you don't know the two identities, that's a hard life to live.
How does Dante feel about rapping?
Damn, that's a great question. How Dante feels about rapping? He loves music, but not on any high vibe, high energy type of anything.
Is it an insecurity?
It is an insecurity.
Or does he just not like it?
Dante is insecure. Dante is very shy, held back around people. Like he's a shell. He's in the shell. Like Dante is a chill guy. Like, don't get me wrong, he's chill, but he's just very held back.
So
that's why DBattles was created as an alter ego.
Right.
I think DBattles was created by Dante without Dante knowing. DBattles is a person that Dante wishes he could be.
Right. Well, alter ego is a freaking real thing, man.
It is. That's what I'm trying
to. It's a great way to motivate yourself.
That's what I'm trying to tell these people that's listening and trying to tell you, like if you actually like focus on yourself and meditate and have a lot of self-time, it takes self-time to notice that you have two different parts of your own self.
Interesting. You think everybody has this?
Everybody. I know for a fact.
Is it just two or could it be more than two?
That's how the higher power of God created us. If you test yourself, everybody, you have another side to you.
Oh, I definitely agree with that,
Some people think it's their sign.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Some people know. Like myself, right. I know. It took this past year for me to notice, but I know I have two different sides.
Okay, so then what's the key?
Not bipolar or anything. I don't get that twisted.
Yeah.
I'm not bipolar.
So what's the key though with dealing with that if you got two sides to you?
Embrace it.
Yeah. How did you
embrace it?
Like what happened? What did you do to
embrace it? If it's not causing harm to yourself or any other being, embrace it. And when I say embrace it, that impulsive part of Dante that wanted to, man, fuck this, I want to rap, I want to do this, do it. Do it. Just do it. You don't even have to tell anyone you do it. Just do it. I guarantee you when you do it, he's going to wake up. That other person, that other being, that other side, they're going to wake up.
Right.
If you do it. See, it's dead now. It's dead because you're so focused on that one track mind on the life that we currently live. Oh, I got bills. I got to go to work. I got a 9 to 5. I got to wake up. I got to do a routine. And every day is repeated. Every day is repeated. And speaking of that, do you know 90% of our thoughts is looped? Just like our life is looped. We have to break that. Like we wake up every day with a routine. We call it a routine, but it's just a loop. It's just a loop.
Yeah, we're running on algorithms.
We're running on algorithms.
Autopilot.
But some people have no choice. Like if you got a kid, you got a house, and you got a wife, you got bills and shit, you got no choice.
Right.
But it takes a real big man to isolate themselves to wake that other side up. Because that other side, I guarantee you, he's gonna contribute to this side.
So how were you fighting yourself before, you think? Like with wanting to rap but being quiet about it or having that quiet side?
Unlike any other thing.
Was the quiet side like holding you back? Like, oh, don't do that. That's not who you are. Who do you think you are?
The quiet side was holding me back because
it was the negative talk.
Yeah, because unlike any other thing or career, being an artist is like, that's the main thing. Like you have to speak and be in front of people. You know, that's not like some people may
project confidence.
Yeah, exactly.
At all times.
At all times.
So how do you fight that? Because we all have that. I have that too. I have that part of me that says it's also that feeling of being a fraud, right? Before you get to something.
Can I tell the truth?
Sure.
in the beginning, I fought it the wrong way. I used drugs and substances. I'm not gonna even lie, and that's my first time actually admitting that and actually saying that out loud. I use substances.
So talk about that.
I'm gonna be real.
And why?
You.
Why do you think you turned to that?
To be honest, I'm just getting out of recovery. I went through a 31-day recovery treatment. I'm just getting out of recovery. Not just getting out like a day ago. I'm just getting out like a month ago. I graduated. I'm sober. I have not one drug in my system at this point, at this moment, at this second, while we're even talking. I have not one drug. Marijuana is not a drug, by the way, folks. I am smoking gas. This is not marijuana. It's prescribed by my doctor. You know what I'm saying? By my real MD. You know what I'm saying? I'm not just out here smoking recreational, you know, but I actually was addicted to drugs. I was addicted to opiates.
Yeah.
I'm not going to even lie. I'm going to be specific. Opiates.
How did that start? How do you,
and to be more honest, you know, it was fentanyl. All the shit your rappers rap about, all the shit these rappers talk about, like it's a cool thing. Like I was actually addicted to, I was actually a slave to that substance.
What does that mean? What do you mean you were a slave to it?
What that mean? What if that I was a slave to it? Like every day, I felt like it in my head. I tricked myself. I said, "Oh, I don't need this shit. I'm just using it." You know what I'm saying? To help me in this area or to help me in that area.
You rationalize.
Exactly.
Yeah. We all do it.
For a long time.
Oh, yeah.
Until one day it took my loved ones, you know what I'm saying, surrounded by me. They was like, yo, you kind of getting out of control with that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like,
what were the effects?
I took offense to it. I was like,
I honestly don't know a lot about it. Like, what's the what happens when you're on it? Because you're able to act pretty normally. Like I didn't know.
See, that's the trick part.
I didn't know, and we hung out. We had deep conversations, deep phone calls.
That's the crazy part.
How? Like, so what's wrong with it then? If you can still function? I'm just playing devil's advocate.
Yeah, that's the trick part. But that's the trick part right there, because under this substance, I'm able to talk, I'm able to communicate, I'm able to elaborate, I'm able to sell myself, I'm able to be the top person you can be in selling yourself.
So did it help you?
When I say selling yourself, I'm talking about selling the talents that you possess, selling what you have to contribute to whatever it is that you're doing. In my case, it's the industry, music. You know what I'm saying? Just entertainment, period. You know what I'm saying? I'm an actor, also I'm a model, and I'm a music recording.
So did it help you in a way?
I felt like it did at a certain point. And when
what did it do? How did it make you feel? Like
at the end of the day, when I was under this substance, man, I felt the highest confident level ever. That confidence level went up for DBattles. I'm not gonna lie, but Dante hated that shit. You know what I'm saying? Dante really hated that shit, but DBattles, like, he was very confident. He was able to dress any kind of way, go anywhere, perform under any level, do everything everything as
less overthinking happened.
Yeah, all of that. Very confident. Very confident. Had not one doubt.
Yeah.
Had not one doubt.
Okay, so what's wrong with that? What was the side effect? What was the negative?
The thing that's wrong with that is, so you're cheating then.
Is it just the cheating?
You need something to make you reach these heights that you already possess. You need something to help you get there. That's kind of cheating. Now,
is that why you
not talking about anyone who's taking that, anyone who's under that substance? That's your thing. But for myself, like, that's what I felt like. Like, I felt like when I come home at night, I feel like, damn, bro, like, you just motherfucking dropped a hard ass motherfucking single today in the studio. But was that really you? Or was that the drugs talking?
But did it have negative effects besides that? Physical,
no,
sleep?
Not at all. Not at all. I felt like
you're not making a very good case to not do it. I'm just being
no. I felt like
I'm thinking shit.
No, that's what I'm saying. If it's your thing, if it's your thing, it's your thing.
So you're just saying, no, honestly, but
at the end of the day,
I'm being totally real,
for
man.
me,
I'm just curious.
it was like the Superman drug of everything. Like like I was hitting everything, doing this, doing that.
But is it messing up your body?
It is
long term.
Yeah, long term, it is messing up your body.
Okay,
very
so that's
long term.
I'm just educating the viewers that there's a bad side to this.
I'm gonna get to that part, but like doing the drug, it's the best thing. It feels the best feeling in the world. But at the end of the day, if you try to put that to the side, once it's a problem, all right, put it to the side now. Live your life normally, like regularly sober,
right?
Like the way you're created to be, and you can't do that. Like literally, okay, wake up and do your job. Like, have fun and be happy. Like how you are on the drug, do that.
Right.
And you can't do that, it's a problem. It's a problem. Like what if you can't pick up your prescription? You know what I'm saying? What if your people don't pick up the phone? You can't pick up your prescription. The pharmacy's not ready, so to speak. And you you can't get that. You can't get that.
So is that what made you want to stop? Because you felt like you weren't doing it for real? You felt guilty? You started feeling bad?
I'm gonna be real. Physically. My plug didn't pick up the phone one day. I couldn't reach my plug one day. So I'm gonna tell you the truth.
Love that. Thank you for saying that.
My plug didn't pick up one day, so I had no choice but to do without it. Now my girl back at home, she been telling me, she was like, "Babe, you've been kind of like you've been high for a little minute." You know what I'm saying? Like you kind of going out of control with this shit.
How does she know though you're high? Because you're overconfident. You're like, damn it,
money,
we're gonna do.
I ain't gonna lie, the money was depleting out the account. The money was depleting out the account. You feel me? You know what I'm saying? So
that's another reality. I love the reality talk of this instead of just saying it's bad.
No, by the way, tonight I'm opening all the way up.
Thank you, man. Because I honestly am trying to learn too. Because
we got a long talk.
I have my share of vices, right? But like some things, and I don't want to necessarily experience certain things, and I want to know why I shouldn't.
We got a long talk.
I get it. Yeah, it's like you're a dependent on something. It's expensive.
You can call it addictive.
And now that's a great lesson that the dude wasn't available. And you're like,
oh, before the dude wasn't available, remind you, like my girl was already telling me, like, babe, what's going on with the bread in the account? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like nah,
how much is it?
Like I'm a real man. I'm not finna let the viewers like.
How much does it cost?
Hold on, let me just educate. Straight. Like bills always was paid, rent was always paid, cell phone, car note, all that was already paid.
Right.
Like that's I never.
But in addition to that, how much were you paying a month?
Let's talk about a week.
Be real.
Let's talk about a week.
Okay.
Damn.
How much per day?
No, let's talk about a week.
A week. We can do the math.
I ain't gonna lie, it was about $100 a day.
$100 a day.
It got up to there.
Okay, that could be pricey.
$700 a week, which is some rent to some people.
Right. Well, 100 a day times 30 days.
Oh man,
it's a lot of fucking money,
mathematics,
man.
But
you know what I'm saying? That's $3,000. That's
a lot of money
a month. $3,000 a month is rent.
It is.
And I'm not putting you down for it, man. I'm saying, I know.
I was living to the peak of my life. You feel me?
I'm just trying to explain that that's the reality of it, that there might be these, obviously there's a reason people do it. You can't just say, no, it's horrible.
Oh, no, it's a reason. Like,
there's a reason people do it.
Wrong. It's not just to feel good. Like it's doing some things. Like you active. And I'm not speaking high on the drug at all. It's more of a negative effect than a positive effect. Believe me, once we expound more on this conversation. But in the beginning, you feel like it's a positive effect on your life. That's the trick part.
Right.
That's the mental part that people fail.
Aha.
You fail right there.
You think at first. How long did you feel like this is the best shit ever?
1 year.
For a year, you literally were like, straight. Why isn't everybody doing this shit?
People thought I was at the peak of my career.
Were you thinking, why isn't everybody doing this kind of mentality?
Yep.
You're like, I don't get it.
But when I say I quit, I'm so happy I did. It's the best decision of my life. Like, it's
how has it been, man?
Man, like,
you've been clean a month.
Let's go back to the story.
Yeah, go back because we're going to do fast.
So my man didn't pick up.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. I'm like, fuck this drug. I quit. But he called me later that night. Yeah. So fuck, I'll quit. But let me tell you the truth.
Why did you think you wanted to quit?
In between time, like when I thought I quit, when my plug didn't pick up, I called my mom. And I told my mom like what was going, because at that point I knew it was a problem.
But okay, so what was I'm curious. What was the tipping point for you going, I should quit? Just curious. Was it that day?
I'm gonna tell you the truth. It's the plug didn't pick up the phone.
And so how long did it take for you to start panicking and going, I gotta quit?
Like that day.
Like an hour went by?
Like the whole, like half of the day. And I was like, fuck
I'm serious.
This shit. Like if I gotta be sweating this shit that much, fuck this shit. I don't want it in my life.
So like 4 hours went by. So a couple hours you're like, all right, he'll call me.
To be honest,
but after like 4 hours, you're like, fuck.
I'm gonna be honest with you. It was 6 hours.
So the first 4 or 5, you're good. You're like, oh, he'll call me back.
Yeah, he gonna hit me back.
And then you're like,
after 5 hours, it's like, that's when I realized
I'm fiending on this.
Yeah, fuck
and I don't like this.
I don't like this shit.
You are no longer your own person.
Yeah, if I have to be fucking, like, if I'm feeling like this, I spend half of the day, like, trying to connect with this guy.
Right.
Half of the day, I could be making half fucking $1 million.
You're no longer reporting directly to God.
Exactly.
You're reporting to the big O. I mean, I'm not even religious, but I thought you'd like that.
I love it.
Because now you're not the master of your own domain.
Exactly.
You're not like, hey, I'm doing this. You're like, fuck, I'm a slave.
Yeah,
I gotta go work really hard.
And that's
I gotta go make $3,000 a month to pay for that.
And
master.
I ain't gonna lie, that's the part where I call my mom. I literally call my mom on the phone, and I said, "Ma, I got a confession to make. I've been addicted to the opiate drugs, the Percocets. You know what I'm saying?" And
what'd she say?
And I want to quit. I don't like this shit. She was like, "Damn, son. Oh my gosh. Like, I love you so much. Like, we definitely finna get you the help." So my mom hung up the phone. She immediately started trying to find a clinic, like trying to find some detox for me, trying to get me right. Then my plug called me. You feel me? I linked up with my plug. I got another. I got some more perks.
I understand.
I got some more perks. I threw them back. You feel me? Now I ain't gonna lie. Like, if you follow me as an artist, you know how big of an influence my mom is. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, it's like, damn, I told my mom I quit. And I'm high. I gotta make a choice. Now continue to lie to my mom or fucking quit.
Okay.
I quit. And I quit cold turkey.
Like how long after?
I quit cold turkey. I'm not gonna lie.
Next day?
It was the next day. It was right when I came down from meeting up with my plug. I quit. And right after that, I quit. When I say I quit, like, I literally said, fuck this shit, because I know it was taking over my life.
Yeah.
I know it. I seen people on this shit. You know what I'm saying? For years. I seen people on heroin. I've seen people on all kind of opiates, like, years later, and like, that shit ain't no good look. I seen that shit, and I'm like, damn, I'm following down the same road. I'm following down the same fucking road. So right when I call my mom, I met my plug. I stopped right after that. 7 days, cold turkey, and went through withdrawals.
On your own?
Everything, bro.
On your own?
On my own. I went through withdrawals and everything. 7 days, man. It was tough.
What was the withdrawal?
I went through so much withdrawals. It took me to the hospital.
Like what was it like?
The hospital put me in detox.
What is a withdrawal like? I don't know.
I
always hear about withdrawal. I'm having a withdrawal. What is that?
Withdrawals is the worst feeling of your life.
Like what?
You're throwing up on yourself, man. You got diarrhea. You're losing weight. You can't eat nothing. You can't eat nothing. You can't see anything because your headache is so.
So you feel literally like you have
feel
the
like
flu.
death. Like you feel like death. You feel like you want to go motherfucking fix this shit and go get another perk and throw that shit back.
Is that bad?
That's that bad. Because that's the only way. That's the only thing gonna heal you at that point is if you relapse. That's the only thing gonna heal you because your body is yearning. Your mind, your mental state, it fucks up your mind, your brain. Your brains see the opiates. That boosts the dopamine. That's the dopamine in your brain.
Mm-hmm.
So now you don't have that dopamine. Your brain automatically produces, for those who's listening, it's interested, your brain automatically produces natural dopamine on a daily basis naturally. When you start taking opiates and become addicted to opiates or something to alter that dopamine, your brain relaxes because it's got something to do the work for it. Work smarter, not harder.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So now at that point, when you stop putting that substance in your brain to amplify that dopamine, your brain is still absent. You have nothing in that space right there. You're gonna get sick as fuck. You know what I'm saying? Until that part heals. So until that part heals, you're gonna be sick. I was sick for 2 weeks straight. You can ask my girl, she'll vouch for me. 2 weeks straight, I didn't eat, I didn't sleep. For 2 weeks, I'm not lying to you. For 2 weeks, I didn't eat, I didn't sleep. But guess what I did? I wrote music. During this whole thing.
Get the fuck out.
On my soul.
Fuck.
Through this whole process, bro. I wrote
Was it hard to make yourself do that?
I wrote a whole album. I got a whole album that I wrote through this whole thing, through this whole process.
Wow.
A whole album.
Wow.
It's called Dante versus DBattles.
Powerful, man. Thank you for sharing that fucking shit, dude. Holy fuck.
I probably seen like the same person you
met.
Like,
you fucking killing it, baby.
I'm completely sober right now.
I
like
love
no
it. I wasn't sure because I'm like,
no, it ain't no substance in my body that lets me know that I can be that man, that guy You know what I'm saying?
That's what I'm
I can't be
saying.
that guy without anything. Like,
Here's the fucking evidence right in front of you,
I feel
baby.
like I'm better than that person that you met.
Bro,
years
this
ago.
is the
I mean, not years ago,
on
months
another
ago.
level. Even your openness, dude. And I wasn't sure.
No, because I know
we weren't sure.
I
I'm
know
like,
it's probably some people out there that's probably going through the same thing.
Right.
You know, I hear a lot of rappers. I even hear a lot of artists. I hear a lot of people talk about perks and drugs and just different things, you know, and I just wanted to put that out there. Like, it's another way of thinking too. You know what I'm saying? It don't have to all have to do with drugs or substance or to get high. Like, you can just,
you're just educating, man.
Yeah.
And I love that the education comes from a real place. Just saying, because we're talking about the pros and cons and let people make their own mind.
It's pros and cons. Like,
right. Don't
like
say
I was saying so many pros, right. you almost thought it wasn't the con.
That's how easy it is to slip in. That's what I was trying to say.
I'm glad you highlighted that. It's so much good shit. You like, well, why quit?
And don't act because see, the problem is people go, oh, that's just first tell people, hey, someone's gonna try to talk you into it because there are these positives.
It's a cool thing.
Don't say there aren't. So later they go, oh, nobody told me about this. No. You got that. Yeah. But then look what's going on.
And it's
look
cool
what you're setting yourself up for some later shit to happen.
For some later shit. And
honestly,
people don't focus on their future.
And you educated me just because it's fresh right now for you, and you went through probably also a great education program.
Oh, and shout out to Muscle Lab, by the way. Shout out to Muscle Lab and the hydration room. They are located in Pasadena. That's helping me through my recovery too, man. Like, and I'll tell you, my recovery, it ain't just no recovery. Like, I'm all the way done with this shit. Like, I'm on some other shit right now. Like, I'm on some real, like healthy, kick, natural herb type shit. You know what I'm saying?
What's the rehab? Just curious, what does a rehab look like? So did you check yourself in somewhere, or you did it on your own?
I checked myself into a detox. See, it's a difference between between rehab and detox.
Outpatient detox?
Yeah, I was an outpatient detox.
Got you.
See, it's a difference. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't like I didn't need rehab. You know what I'm saying? I needed a detox because the chemicals in my brain, I wasn't fully all the way addicted, like strung out on the shit.
Right.
I was mentally.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? To where that whole mental fix needed to take place. So I checked myself. My mom and my girl actually found the center for me, the institute for me for the right detox. So I went 31 days. And I'm gonna tell you something, after the 31 days, guess what? I still motherfucking when I finished that, I still had withdrawals. I went through some shit for 2 more weeks.
Really?
For 2 more, to where my doctor misdiagnosed me. Do you know what my doctor did? And I ain't gonna even enclose too much personal information about this, but I will tell you you know what he did? What? I was going through it back. He wrote me another script for some Percocets.
Get the fuck
and
out.
I ate them bitches.
Did you know it was Percocet?
Yeah. I needed them. And I felt like I needed them. So I ate them. Guess what?
I ate them.
But guess what? But guess what? A week later, it helped me right then. But guess what? A week later, I didn't need them. Like, I didn't want them anymore. Like, it fixed that, and that was done. Like, when I tell you I'm done with this shit, I'm done with this shit. I see what it did to me. It's a trick. It's a trick, especially if you get prescribed them bitches.
How do you know you're done now?
Because I don't even like the word Percocet. Like, I ain't gonna even lie. If somebody came in here with some drugs in front of me, like, you could do you, but I'm cool.
Really?
Like, yeah.
So you don't feel like you have to be
like, I'm not gonna even lie. Like, some of my affiliates, they do drugs. You know what I'm saying? Like I have affiliates that do drugs. You know what I'm saying? And you might say, oh, why you hang out with them? They're bad. No, they're not a bad role model. They prescribe that. You know what I'm saying? Like, they have the drug that I was once yearning. And it's not an issue. My girl, I'm gonna tell you, my girl, she has underlying health conditions, and like she just went through surgery. She was prescribed the same drug that I was addicted to.
Well, and
not only prescribed, she had refills.
See, I love that you're bringing this up, because I have no problem with people staying away from people that do it. Nothing wrong with that.
And I was taught that even through my.
I love that you're figuring this out, and you don't have to rely on it not being around.
No,
it's gonna be around.
It's gonna be around.
You're in the music industry.
I'm in the music industry. You know,
People need
and I ain't gonna lie,
medication.
the first thing they tell you in detox, don't be around it. If somebody around you with it, but guess what? I can't I'm around that
I respect
shit, man.
that.
I
I
can't
respect that
like
you
my
can.
homies, you know what I'm saying? I got homies trapping. You know what I'm saying? Homies be selling this shit. I got my girl, she addicted. My girl, she's prescribed that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like I got people that's prescribed that shit around me. I can't like
Well, I think it's hope for people that it's not realistic for everyone to not be around it. Let's be real. It's nice if you can say, you know what?
To be honest,
like you said, people have kids, people have responsibilities, people have to have a job. They can't always put themselves outside of something. So instead of saying, well, I can't be outside of it, so I'll just do it.
Rick, shout out to you, by the way, man. This is the first time I'm actually stepping on the scene. Hey, man, like I love you, man, because like it's my first time in public stepping out on the scene, to be honest, since my recovery. Like I lost so much weight. I was so sick, man. I was so motherfucking sick. You talked to me through that time, bro. You hit me up and you didn't even know it. You didn't even know it, my brother. You was like, yo, D, I'm checking on you, man. My nigga, I love you, my brother. Like, whoop, whoop. And like, you didn't even know I was going through it, bro. This is my first time actually stepping on the scene and even talking about what I went through. You know what I'm saying? Like, I love you for that, man. Like, for having me comfortable to even talk about that, to even open that up to the world, man. Like, and I'm comfortable opening up to the world because you have people losing their lives, especially if you keep over LA Times. You got people losing their lives every day with the drug fentanyl. You know what I'm saying? I promise you, you do. Like some people actually don't know that's that, and they get spiked. The drug they use is spiked, or they know what they're getting. They ODing every day, and it increases every day. I'm keeping up. By the way, I'm keeping up with the news with this epidemic with this drug, and it's getting bad.
Look, let me tell you a few things, man. First of all, I want to acknowledge the courage to say what you said because you put yourself in a vulnerable situation.
I am.
Even though I think
I am, but I don't give a fuck.
That's gonna just make your career just blossom, man. Because now people know who you are. They can connect with your story. And there's so many people out there that the reality won't allow them to change everything. And you're saying, hey, man, you can have them. If you can educate yourself in a certain way and decide what you really want in your life and realize, hey, that's not really what I want because that's hurting me. You can be around it even and not do it. You got to the point through educating yourself and knowing what it does to your even the fact that you know
do the education, man, when you educate yourself and you find out really not just opiates, but any other drug, when you find out what it's actually doing to you, man, I promise you, you don't like you're gonna be like you'll be amazed. You'll be amazed. And I'm not down to anybody that's doing drugs right now. I'm just saying educate yourself a little bit more
and then
on what you're putting into your body. Educate yourself a little bit more. And to be perfectly honest, I'm educating myself more on psychedelics. That's what I'm doing now in my journey. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm looking into mushrooms a lot. You know what I'm saying? Microdosing.
Let me ask you
that helps
why.
with anxiety and that helps with bipolar. That helps with depression. That helps with a lot of mental issues that a lot of people are prescribed drugs.
Right.
Natural things, marijuana, you know what I'm saying? Like mushrooms, you know, different things from the earth, natural, that's a lot better path to go down versus drugs.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Especially I really want to promote microdosing. You know what I'm saying?
I know people that do it and swear by it. And don't really act. It doesn't I think it's such a micro dose.
And I explain these are people that's having mental issues, really having anxiety, really having depression, not just a trip, not just oh man, I want to see aliens.
Well, all those drugs were once manufactured to, you know, provide some type of like benefit, medical benefit.
Yeah.
Psychiatric benefit. They just weren't often allowed to develop them all the way.
What? I'm not gonna speak too much on this because I'm not too educated on it. But you know, when the doctors prescribe you a drug, they get paid, right?
Right.
That's all I want to say about it. You know what I'm saying? So like, I'm just gonna tell you this.
Pharmaceuticals I'm gonna tell you the world, baby.
If my job was getting paid, I got kids at home too, right? Let's just hypothetically, let's just say I have kids at home. And my job was when I write a prescription, I get an extra check. I'm gonna write prescriptions.
Right.
So I'm not saying that's what these doctors doing, but I'm just saying consider that.
Right.
consider these doctors are getting a check increase in their pocket, minus what they get on a salary for writing prescription drugs.
Of course, man.
So consider that.
Right.
You know, and
educate yourself. That's all.
So just because my doctor prescribed it,
right,
that doesn't mean it's prescribed. That don't mean you should be taking that shit.
Absolutely. You know I left my regular doctor a long time ago because I kept anything that was an
and like
issue
I said,
for me.
I told you, I got a physician now, and he prescribed me perks. Going through what I was going through, he prescribed me those drugs.
Man. Right.
And I knew what it was when I was sick. Right. I knew what it was, but guess what? I ate them because I was sick. Right. That was gonna make me well. That's how much out there I was.
You have to be your own advocate.
You have to be your own advocate.
Like,
and my people in my ear telling me, like, yo, D, like, I don't think this nigga prescribed you the right shit. Like, you shouldn't be. I did it though. But guess what? I needed to, because that showed me even more how much I'm not on that.
Right. I got you.
Like, soon as he wrote me, and I ain't gonna lie, he ain't try to abuse me. He wrote me a script of like a couple.
Yeah.
You feel me? Like 5. You feel me? Once that was over, it was over. It was done. Not craving anymore. I don't want anymore. Like seriously, you know, I love my life for what it is. I love the people around me. I like natural. I like nature.
So how are you like combining your, I guess, alter egos now better than before? How come before you needed drugs, you said, but now you're saying you don't?
Now I realize it's just the energy that this DBattles guy brings. Like Dante is based off of just like spirit, natural, self-spirit. DBattles is an energetic guy. He thought he needed drugs. See, and it was the DBattles part of me that was the rap part of me that needed that drug.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Dante, at the end of the day, Dante is what brought me home, is what brought me where I am now.
DBattles, DBattles didn't know himself enough and didn't believe in himself enough. And thought he needed drugs.
Dante checked DBattles.
Right.
Dante checked DBattles and told this cat that you don't need this, bro.
You're good enough.
You're already there. You're already turned. You're already lit. You're already there.
Isn't that what's interesting? That's
the interesting part. Like
we hold ourselves back.
We have so much
we don't
power.
believe in ourselves.
Exactly. We have so much power.
Yeah.
You don't even know how much power you possess, man.
It's all about, like you've said, you've heard and you've said, and you know, it's all about battling ourselves, man. Like that's our biggest.
That's why
challenge.
I wrote. That's why I made that album.
Yeah,
Dante versus DBattles, and what that is just the DBattles is the Dante part of me. That's Dante. Like when I say that's Dante, that's chill, humble, spiritual, grounded individual, white light, white positive vibe individual. And Dante is more of, I wouldn't say black, but more of a gray type of turn. This guy is all over the place. This is an industry made guy by Dante. And that's where I had to split the two. Those are two different people. And that's where, and that's crazy. Your show's called Misunderstood. The first song on my album is called Misunderstood. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Universal. Shout out to Lil Wayne. Shout out to all the people who I sampled. People think it's a Lil Wayne song. It's called Misunderstood. What I did on that intro of the album is I sampled that song from the Carter 3 called Misunderstood. I sampled that. And I got all the copyrights. I got all the publishing.
Nice.
You know, shout out to, like I say, Universal. Shout out to Lil Wayne. Shout out to that whole, side of the team. But like Misunderstood, that's that first song. That's the intro of the whole album. It's a 2-sided album. It's side A and the side B. And the side A is Dante and the side B is DBattles.
I love that.
And the side A is like everything like Dante is on. And the side B is everything DBattles is on. And to be honest, you talk about this interview being exclusive, check out the album. That's going to really tell you like Dante's is sober and DBattles is not sober. If that makes sense.
But really it's like, it's not even, it's verses, but it's also about understanding and leaning into each one even more.
Exactly.
That's what ended up
not talking bad about DBattles at all.
Yeah.
I'm glad he's in existence.
Right.
And I'm here. This is DBattles you're talking to.
Yeah.
This is the DBattles now, though.
Right.
This is DBattles who you're talking to right now. This ain't Dante.
So is it more of a, is this?
This is not Dante.
This is not Dante.
No.
So can we talk to Dante?
No.
You can't.
You wouldn't
let him out.
No, yeah.
Does he ever?
No, yeah. He's.
Am I always talking to DBattles?
No, when you call me on the phone, you're talking to Dante.
Okay. So it's not that obvious.
DBattles is more of an appearance.
Yeah.
When you call me on the phone,
swag,
it's
right.
Dante.
Right. You put.
We chop it up, by the way. You know we chop it up.
Yes.
We talk about an hour every time we talk.
DBattles is the performer.
He's a little bit more, but yes,
A
that's
little
what
more.
you can say.
Right. And Dante is saying a lot of the same things, but just without as much swagger and performance.
He's a lot more humble.
Right. And it's not that you're overperforming, it's subtle. It's a subtle thing.
You're figuring it out.
Yeah, I get you.
If nobody knows besides my mom, you know.
Yeah, because I've talked to you.
That's it. Like
with nobody there.
Said it. Like you know the difference.
When we can really open up.
You know the difference.
Not that you're not being open. It's a very subtle thing.
I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say
and
like
I'm
this.
so proud of you for being.
I'm not gonna say if we go on tour.
Yeah.
When I start going on tour and you come with me, you and Josh,
absolutely,
and we all start
man.
touring and stuff, you're gonna
misunderstood and the misunderstood.
Yeah, and we're gonna have a whole
perfect.
tour with Misunderstood featuring DBattles. We're gonna have a whole tour.
Bro.
But look, when we start going on tour, when we sleeping under the same quarters, you know what I'm saying? You're gonna meet Dante a lot.
Bro.
When we start
I just thought of something.
See, Dante only come out at Dante come out at night.
Dante come out at night.
Dante come out at night. DBattles.
I just had a vision of you on tour. I'm not saying I have to be on tour with you, but maybe
speaking into existence.
We come out with a couch and it's me and you talking right before the concert.
It's gonna be just like this.
And we like, what's up, man? It's been a while.
Yeah.
I haven't seen you for 3 months. We chop it up and then you just fucking take the mic.
I can see that.
And just drop some beats and lyrics right there.
I can see that.
And slowly the couch rolls off and I leave.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I won't.
Damn, you got a big vision. Yo, I see it all the way. So that's crazy how you got it. Because you think how I be thinking.
Yeah.
In depth, vivid.
It's different.
Vivid.
Like the way you put your mom, samples of your mom talking about you into the songs.
Oh yeah, look, I ain't even tell the listeners about that. You just you spilled that, but that's cool.
Edit that out.
Nah, that's cool. No.
This won't drop till the
that's
13th.
cool. No, that's cool.
Yeah.
I'm glad because we didn't talk about that. But my mom, like I say, my mom is a big inspiration of this whole thing. So on the whole side A of the album, my mom is introducing, like my mom is telling you. To be honest, my mom is telling you who I am.
Right.
She's the first person who inspired the whole. She had me to wake up on, yo, you got two different sides. It wasn't the drugs.
Right.
It like I forgot.
Interesting.
My own mom told me.
You were before you're like, who am I? Who am I? And then you're like, oh shit, I'm both. And my mom, dude, that's powerful.
So my mom
that's
actually explains the difference between Dante and DBattles on the album.
So don't battle, understand both and embrace both. That's a big message.
Don't battle. Embrace it.
Right.
Embrace your other being.
Yes.
Embrace your other alter ego.
It starts out as a verses. But you make it a both.
You make it a both. Yeah. You're embracing it.
You embrace it.
Embrace it. Because once you embrace it, that's who I am right now.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I'm working on eventually getting into one person. You know what I'm saying? Like when you see DBattles, that's Dante. You just call me Dante on personal shit. Like you know me, then you can call me Dante and shit. Like you know, I'm eventually getting there. But when you see DBattles, you don't know me. DBattles, you don't know me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of people think I'm turned and I'm full of energy and a whole bunch of shit, but I'm not. I'm the complete opposite, actually.
Yeah.
That's why I thought I needed drugs, to be honest. Because I'm so chill and I'm so
but you need this
not
outlet.
That guy that you see on videos.
It's like Beyonce and her alter ego.
Exactly.
What is it? Sasha Fierce.
Exactly.
I looked into this. I even told this to Cody when he used to play basketball.
I'm not gonna lie.
It's a great mindset when you go out on the court.
Yes, sir.
Like Michael Jackson also
did. Yes, sir.
You take on an alter ego
so
you can fulfill that side of you, that battle side of you.
And so it's not a bad thing. I think I'm there now. I'm learning that.
When you're on stage.
Because I actually, like I told you, I did research and I studied. Like the greats have alter egos and they speak on it. And it's like, when I say greats, like Michael Jackson. You know what I'm saying?
I know.
And it's like, yo.
Tap into that.
That's not it. That's not irregular what you're going through.
Like if you're a comedian, it's still you up there, but maybe that's your alter ego.
Right. Exactly.
It's your like really. It's not like you're always. And comedians probably do that. But they're like, I'm not always like funny.
You don't
that's
hardly
when I'm
hear
on
about
stage.
it because so many people are either nervous or embarrassed to come out about it, or they just simply don't know, and they go to mental issues.
Yeah,
it goes to them being mental issues. They think they're crazy, hearing voices and do all this
because they're trying to stop nature.
Yeah, right.
Instead of embracing what is.
Embracing it. Yeah.
No, it shouldn't be that way.
That's deep, huh?
Right.
That's deep,
It
huh?
is, man.
Yeah.
It's already here.
That's what I'm on. And that's what I'm on right now.
Why not go with what's here instead of trying to make something that isn't what is?
Yeah.
But I don't want to be this
and
way.
I hope a lot
I want to be responsible. Well, maybe you are, but you also got a wild side.
My thing, man, is just I hope a lot of people catch on, though. You know, I hope they catch on to this conversation that we're having. You know what I'm saying? This is a different level type of conversation mentally. You know what I'm saying? So like, you can take what you hear in this interview, on this podcast. You can take what you hear, bits and pieces, but I advise you not. You know what I'm saying? Listen to the whole podcast because there are some jewels dropped in this whole entire conversation. You know what I'm saying? I feel like I'm neglecting to mention some information, but I don't know specifically, but I'm just going with the flow. Everything's came out what needed to come out.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I just admitted that I've been addicted to drugs for the past year. Sober now, though. Make that known. Like, where's the camera, Josh? Sober now. 100%. You know what I'm saying? Like, make that known. Because, people mix up your words. Oh, this nigga Dante, I just seen the interview. Right. He's on. Because they get bits and pieces.
Of course.
Nah, like, everybody have a struggle. Everybody have a demon.
Exactly.
Everybody have a vice. Everybody has something they go through.
Like I said, man, whatever it is, and it's something for everybody. Everybody
has a Percocet.
That's why I told you exactly. It's not about.
You told me that on the phone.
Everyone's got their Percocet, man. It could be ice cream.
Yeah.
It could be overeating.
Yeah.
It could be.
And that's my test that I meant to tell people about. Like
what's slowing you down?
I just want to encourage everyone this right here. If you don't think you have a problem, if you think just like you're completely only you know what you love. Only you know what you can do without. Only you know what's your thing. Put that down for a couple days and let me know how that works for you. No, let me bring it back. You don't have to let me know, but let yourself, be honest with yourself. Like, okay, I'm going to take Dante's challenge. I'm going to put down ice cream. I'm going to put down chips. I eat chips every day. I'm going to put down whatever it could be.
Whatever it is.
That's a Percocet. It was a Percocet for me. But let me put this down for 3 days. If that's an issue, don't run away from it. Embrace, get to know who that part of you is.
Right.
That is addicted to whatever that is. And I'm sorry for the word addicted, but that's what it is. And it's not a bad, it don't have to be a bad thing.
The point is, if you're dependent on it to the point where going 3 days without it
it's an addiction.
Is a problem.
It's a problem.
You might want to just investigate that.
And if you investigate that problem furthermore, it'll turn out to be an addiction.
Right. So I did that. Remember?
Mm-hmm.
You challenged me to do it.
I challenged you to do it.
I did it for 4 days.
Yeah.
You told me not to tell you what it was.
Don't tell me what it was.
I still haven't told you.
Nope.
I did do it. I didn't do it for 4 days.
How do you feel about it?
Should I tell you what it was now?
I still don't want to. If you're comfortable, I want to know. I want to know now.
You want to know?
Yeah.
Oh, I just stopped smoking weed for 4 days.
How was it?
You know what? It was good because I've done it before.
Can I tell you something?
Yeah.
I know
you knew it was.
Yep.
Only because I'm like, well, I do it daily, and I feel like I don't like that I do it daily because then I wonder, well, do I need to do it daily?
Right.
But then I go, it's no big deal. It was a good
investigation.
Yeah.
It was a great.
It was good.
So what? So what was the outcome?
I'll tell you. The outcome is it's not a problem to do it. And I actually liked doing it. So I realized, you know what? I need to do these 3-4 day breaks more often.
Could you do it though?
Yeah.
And so what positive did you get out of it?
I feel like I'm probably more anxious slightly when I don't do it. So it makes me get shit done better sometimes, a little bit. I'm very functional.
Oh, that's cool.
But the truth is,
that's a fun fact.
I'm not going to stop and think about something too much and
That's
go, let me daydream about this new movie idea. Right. A little bit, even though I'm productive.
Yeah.
But then it's like, you do want that relaxing feeling. You know what I'm saying?
That's good.
To take the edge off.
That's good. You tried that out.
Yeah.
And see, it's healthy.
It's healthy.
It wasn't bad for you.
Right.
It lets you know where you were in life.
Exactly.
Mentally too. So I just telling everybody to do that. Like, give up something.
I think it's very powerful.
Up something just for 3 days. What you love. Only you know what you love.
I also
even
didn't
if it's
eat
embarrassing,
ice cream.
you ain't got to tell nobody.
I also didn't eat ice cream for 4 days.
Okay.
Yeah, which was good because that's another one of my Percocets.
Right. Okay.
I exercise for ice cream.
That's
what I'm saying. I go to the gym for ice cream.
And that's another point.
I'm not kidding.
That's another point in it too.
That's another court right there.
To identify what could potentially you could be a slave to.
I know.
Identify what you could potentially be a slave to.
Right.
And that's all it is. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's nothing negative. It's not to expose you. It's not to do anything, because for me it was positive. It made me sober. It made me a complete different guy.
You can still continue doing it, but it just gives you some information.
And like I said, I don't want people to get misconstrued. Like, oh, he said he's sober, he's smoking weed. Like, I'm sober from drugs.
Right.
That's it.
Well, that's another conversation. Okay, some people
like, I'm sober
have a
from
certain
drugs.
belief system.
Like, I'm not saying I'm sober from pot, THC, marijuana. I'm not saying I'm sober from alcohol. I'm not saying I'm sober from what could have killed me.
Right.
And that's all I care about right now.
Exactly. So tell us about can you talk about the songs?
Man, the songs on the album are very unique.
Yeah.
It comes in a sequence. It comes in a certain sequence based off of the experiences that I'm going through. Side A is a more lower vibe, chill. You might want to get in the vibe like we are and hit play. Just hit play. Right. It ain't. Side A is not the type of album. That's not the side that you skip. That's the side that you vibe to. Side A, you have to vibe with side A. Like, it's not gonna go right if you skip, because you're gonna miss my mom talking. You're gonna miss everything the way I have it set up in the line. I may have said too much, but that's the way I have it orchestrated on side A. Side A, press play and go smoke something and sit back and chill. Side B, you can go back. You can do it. You might want to bring a couple songs back, because I'm coming hard on side B. I'm not going to even lie to you. Side B, coming with bars. I'm coming with metaphors. I'm coming with beats. Shout out to all my producers that's on it. I got Daniel Campbell, Rambo out here. I got Block 33, booming Atlanta. I got Block on the 808s in Alabama. Like, I got several producers on this track. Actually, Metro in Atlanta, he's a Grammy nominated producer, if not a Grammy winning producer. So I got a lot of big people on side B and side A. Like I told you, I linked up with Universal to remix Lil Wayne Misunderstood. Yeah.
That's on side A.
That's on side A.
So what's Misunderstood about?
Misunderstood. What are you misunderstood about? That's the intro to the whole album. Like, to the whole album. Misunderstood.
What does that mean to you, Misunderstood?
Misunderstood is people don't know who I really am. They misunderstand what they see for what I am.
Right.
So what that particular track is telling you who I am. Like, in plain blue daylight, like, I'm telling you who I am with the word. Listen to the words.
Yeah.
I'm telling you what I'm addicted to. I'm telling you what I'm on. I'm telling you I talk to my mom every day. I'm telling you she's steering me right. I changed. Like, I'm telling you all of that in one song.
Wow.
In one song. It sums up side A and side B. But it belongs on side A just because of the tempo on and the vibe and the energy.
I love the title
that I put out. Yep.
And I love what it stands for. That it's about being.
And the name of your podcast is Misunderstood.
It's about being misunderstood, but then it's also about, figuring out who you are and not being misunderstood.
And it's also about misunderstood my alter ego. I misunderstood that guy. I don't need to ditch him.
Right.
I need to embrace him.
Right.
And learn how to tolerate.
It's okay to be misunderstood.
Yeah, it's okay to be misunderstood.
Right.
You're right. It's okay to be misunderstood. I like the name of your podcast, by the way.
Thanks,
Misunderstood with Rick. You know what I'm saying?
There you go, man.
That's misunderstood.
DBattles. Dante and DBattles.
Dante, you can call me Dante. Now I might get a chain. I'm gonna get a chain. I'm gonna get a diamond chain. That's gonna be my first diamond chain that says Dante.
Maybe you should do something nice for Dante.
I think I'm gonna do something nice for Dante.
You know what I'm saying? Go, you know what, Dante?
And on my Facebook,
we didn't forget about you because DBattles gets all this attention.
I always hang on to that Dante because it humbles me. Like my Facebook is still Dante Battles, and then in parentheses is DBattles. You know, Instagram, I'm DBattles. You know what I'm saying? But like Facebook, that's home. Like that's where it all started from, was Facebook. Like all my family's there, like everybody's there. I'm still literally Dante Battles on Facebook.
And then you're paying respect to Dante versus DBattles.
Yeah.
No matter
because
what.
Both made me who I am right now. And
exactly.
It's gonna continue to mold me as an individual, you know, and an individual in this industry.
All right. So what words of advice you got for everybody out there?
Embrace who you are. Don't be afraid of who you are. And if something comes out where it shocks you and shocks people, don't disregard that side of you. Actually get to know it, because it's made to mold who you are.
I love that. That's it, baby. At the end of the day, like I'm just saying, man, like so many problems come down to just figuring out who you are, honestly.
It is.
Because if you don't get that right, a lot of things misalign. A lot of things misfire.
It's knowing who you are.
And sometimes it's about getting to know all the sides of you.
And you see how we started the conversation is self-isolation. Meditation.
And because if you don't take the time to think about it, that's what it's not about being isolated. It's about not being distracted by everything outside of your master computer.
Sir. Yes, sir.
You have a big simulator right here. You're constantly distracting it with like outside music and movies and other people talking.
Right.
The only time to not do that is to really be alone without anything on.
Yeah, it is.
And that's the only time you can actually go, man. All right, what do I want? Who am I?
Because that other side of you don't just stand out and say, hey, I'm the other side of you.
Exactly.
Like,
you actually got to have a meeting.
Yeah, man.
You got to have lots of meetings. Man. Nobody has enough meetings with themselves.
Or otherwise, it's just going to come out at an untimely place and an untimely time where you like, damn, like, I wish I wouldn't, you know? And that's what happened to most people, where that alter ego, it comes out at a unexpected time. And then people hate that side of them. Or people start to take medication to numb that side of them. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, it's like, yo, embrace that side of you, because you know, like,
and it sneaks up on you because, like you said, you don't even know it's happening because you don't stop to self-reflect.
Right.
I'm telling you, man, this Dalai Lama thing, I just want to investigate that for a second, because when I would hear, and most people hear, he meditates for like 4 hours every morning.
Wow.
You think, yeah, well, he's like on some other shit.
Yeah.
And I'm not proposing that I want to get to that level. I'm just saying he's doing it for a reason, man. I'm not saying everyone has the luxury or the discipline to do it.
Right.
He's not doing it to lose.
That's kinda deep.
I'm just using him as an example, but a lot of yogis meditate for hours and hours every morning, right? My point is this, man. They're doing it for a reason, because if you can do that, not everyone has the skill to do that.
Right.
But if you do that, the next 4 hours of your life will be like 20 hours.
Damn.
Because you'll be like, I know exactly how I'm going to float through this next 4 hours. I'm going to go here. I need to make this message clear. They're not distracted by shiny objects. They already know. They know how to flow. They're mentally still.
That's deep.
So they're not doing it necessarily like people think, wow, they sacrifice a lot. Yeah, but they probably also get way more out of their remaining day than us normal people that wake up and just hit the road and like, coffee, kids, oh, love you.
Yeah, right.
And then it's like, oh, I'm tired.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's a horrible way to live. You're on fast forward.
Bro. That's intense.
You're on fast forward, man, when you're like that. And you're probably not using your energy wisely, so you're wasting a lot of movement. Whereas the Dalai Lama, that dude's efficient. He's like, he thought about it for 4 hours.
That's how I'm trying to get.
He thought about that shit for 4 hours and was like, I know exactly what I'm gonna do. Boom, boom.
Think about that for 1 second. You feel me? Think about that for 1 second. If you think about what you're doing for 4 hours, you're for certain. You know for a fact, and you know how it's gonna play out at that point.
He's like, I don't need to.
You're reaching. We only have 20%. We only can reach 20% of our brain capacity as far as knowledge goes.
Hey, think about this.
I think they're over that.
in that 4 hours, he might have said no to like 30 ideas. Like, no.
So think about when he makes his decision, think about how accurate it's going to be.
Just clear. He knows exactly what he wants. He doesn't need to do 10 random things. Like I get into every business that comes my way sometimes for a while.
I put an hour in.
You know what I'm saying?
I put at least an hour in.
Sure.
But if I put 3 more hours in, I don't even think I could. But
I'm not trying to get to 4. I'm just making.
I don't even think I have enough.
I'm just making a point that probably the more you can do, the better.
The better.
That's all I'm saying. We don't all have that luxury. He also has the luxury of like being the leader.
And
of
think about this for your alter ego.
sect.
Like once you find out who that other side of you is, that's extra time you can get. Like
just check in.
We only like Dante only has so much time. DBattles got all the time in the world. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I've contributed. Like that's what I told you when I was on these drugs, when I was doing these things. I've never taken away from home because that was where Dante was. Like Dante was always grounded bills. I have investors investing into my music and shit. Like all of this shit. That all I can't say all of that honest went to where I needed to go. I've never taken away from Dante. I've never stolen from Dante to pay DBattles. I've never done that. DBattles was just always a cutthroat person who can get whatever he wants, when he wants, like how he wants it. You know, and those are just two different people.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So just know, like, when you tap in more into your inner self, like, it comes with more time. Like, that's a whole self. Like, they have it's a time. They have hours in day too.
And utilize both.
It is crazy.
No, utilize all the powers of both.
I'm dead serious. Like everybody has a separate side to them. You know, everybody. I don't care who the fuck you are. You have a separate side.
I know what you're doing too. Like you're kind of like saying, hey, talk about it like that. Respect both, because you're not gonna figure them out if you just go, well, whatever.
Exactly.
Like, wait a second.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Ask yourself this: what if I did have two sides of me? What if I did have an alter ego? What would that be like? And what if I got to know each one separately instead of fighting? Oh, why do I always do that? Oh, why am I not organized?
Right.
Go, wait a second. There's a disorganized side of me and there's an organized side.
Right.
What if I get to know both and figure out how to utilize
instead
this
of just
dude?
dominating one side, like, oh, I like it clean. I'm organized. I'm going to organize everything. Like, sometimes let that shit be disorganized.
Right. If that's what you're
because I ain't gonna lie, I'm literally Dante. I'm true story. I'm literally an organized person. One time I let it disorganize, and I lived in that. I wrote a whole song. I was free enough, like mentally, like that didn't inspire me or anything to write a song. But I'm just saying I freed up enough internally. Like I had the energy internally to invest into writing a song about actually something with substance. You know, I don't know if that makes sense or not, but I had the time. Like at first it was just, I'm always organized. This time for this day, this time, I have to do this today. I'm organized. I have a whole calendar. You know, check my phone, this shit will probably crash. I got so much memory that I saved in that shit just for different times and stuff. One day I just disorganized myself though. I just didn't save shit. I didn't remember shit. I just purposely wasn't wanting to be organized. And I ended up writing a whole song. I had the time to do that. Coming to find out, I didn't miss out on anything that day.
Right. You knew to lean in that day to your disorganized side because that side, that DBattles side had a song to put out.
Right. And that's all.
And you wouldn't have known that if you didn't give into it, is what you're saying.
And that's all I'm saying.
Interesting.
Especially
how do you know to give in? How do you know
you don't just do it. You gotta just, that's what I'm saying. You gotta just do it. But
listen to your gut, man.
And it's not even that. Drugs alter that thought.
Really?
Yeah, because when you're on that drug, you're confident. You know that's the right decision. Like that's the right decision. Ain't no other thing. Like it makes you real confident. It made me confident.
Right.
I'm not gonna say anything for anybody else, but it made me confident. Like it made me. We smoking on $100 bills. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you know what it is. But look, it made me confident. It made me like I didn't want to listen to. I know if I'm on this drug, I know what decision that I make. I know it's the right decision. Think about how big of a hinder that is.
Right.
And we just sit here talking about tapping into our inner self, letting our other self breathe a little bit. You know what I'm saying? So that was a big thing. Like when I was on that shit, like I couldn't tell myself nothing. Like the creative side couldn't even breathe. To be honest, I don't even know if I was living in DBattles or Dante when I was on that shit. I was living in Perky Field.
Yeah.
Perky World.
Right. So it may seem like the ideas are confident, good, but it's not really.
But coming to find out,
it's not really the ideas you might have wanted. You just got
it's the drugs talking.
Yeah, you got overconfident with whatever.
Exactly.
You were thinking because the drugs were saying, no, this is good, you're the best.
Overconfident.
So it might work sometimes because you get you push your idea forward and people go, damn,
you need to be a therapist.
He knows what's up. But really, it wasn't. It's genius what you're saying. It wasn't really what you're saying. It wasn't really your idea. It wasn't the idea that if you had just talked to your two selves, you would have come up with the idea that might be even better than what you thought was this bad. Because you were just like on a high confidence and you're like, I'm the shit. So you talk yourself into, you talk other people into it. And you might get a good idea.
But sometimes you have to be humble in certain situations. Like certain situations don't always cause for being extra confident. You know what I'm saying? Like every situation doesn't cause for being extra confident.
Right. And that's where you get tripped up when you're in that mode all the time.
Yes, sir.
Because sometimes you gotta be like, you gotta take a step back, sit and listen sometimes. Because other people are about to tell you what you need to know.
Exactly.
But if you're all confident, you're not playing.
You're not hearing anything. You're not hearing anything because you think you know it all. You think you know it all. Our body is amazing.
Right.
We don't even, bro, we can survive. Like we can be put out.
It's a confidence thing, man. When we don't think we're good enough, we turn to something else to enhance it.
Yeah.
Because we don't think we have enough without it.
Yeah. And that's the earthly shit. That's that worldly shit. And we got to be more natural.
Right.
That's all I want to embrace, man. That's all I want to put out there, man. It's just embrace yourself for what it is and who you are. Embrace it. Even if you're a person, think a lot. Hey, hold on. Embrace who that is.
Absolutely, man.
You might think into you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like
you might be a problem solver.
Like exactly.
Right.
You can be a big contributor to society.
Right. Like there's high volume idea generators and low volume idea generators. They're not good or bad.
Exactly.
But whoever you are, there are jobs and careers that suit you.
That fits you perfectly.
Instead of trying to
you contribute.
Wait, I'm to this. No. Whatever you think you're too much, that's the fucking superpower you probably need to lean into.
Wow.
Yeah, no, I believe that, man. You got to know you. That's what this show is all about, is getting to know you. Who the fuck are you?
And let me reiterate something.
I just like the angle you took with, well, what if there's two of you and you think of it? I like that.
Yeah, and I want to say
that could work for a lot of people.
My definition, I just want to say what sober means to me. When I say sober, it's just drugs. That's what I consider sober. Is being abstinence from drugs. Drugs. Like drugs, chemical drugs, man-made drugs.
Right.
That's what sober means to me. Like I know that was random. I just wanted to reiterate that. My spirit just wanted me to speak on that. Like
it's important.
That's what sober means to me. You know what I'm saying? You can drink occasionally. You know what I'm saying? But like even if that's on a daily basis, that may be an issue. You know what I'm saying? Smoking, whatever. Like some people may think I'm still addicted because I'm smoking every day, all day.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Guess what? Okay. If you
there's a judgment.
If you think I'm not sober because I'm smoking, okay, that's your opinion. But to me, high five. I'm sober. Exactly. My mom says I'm sober, so I'm sober.
Right. I think you feel like you have to defend that. And I feel like I have to defend that too, to be honest.
Yeah, I'm not gonna let them say it. Like I do. I have to. I know there are gonna be some viewers out here that's like, this.
Can I tell you something?
Like,
can I tell you? Let's be real. You want to be real?
Yeah, be please.
I know for a fact. I've already experienced like the bias that happens because somebody in the professional world thinks I smoke or knows that I do because I've been open about it.
Right.
And then it blurs their judgment and decision making with me to a point where it really, and I understand it at some point, you know what, I can't talk that person out of that because they decided, that's like somebody that, because we live on algorithms, and if you're not willing to dissect your algorithm and go, wait a second, marijuana, like my dad who knows I smoke thinks, and he watches this, he thinks, oh, you're doing those drugs. You're doing.
See what I'm saying? That's
he actually rolls this.
That's why I felt I had to speak on this because you have certain people out there.
Change his algorithm. We joke about it. He still says, "I'm a drug addict."
Can you blame him though?
So I get it. I do it because I'm also saying, I'm not promoting it. I'm saying, I'm not saying this is for everybody. My wife doesn't smoke. Some people don't. It's not about that. It's about lean into who you are, whatever that is. You know what I'm saying? That's all it is.
Exactly.
And yes, like I stay away from like hard stuff. I don't drink really that much at all. But still, there's a much more negative bias with this than there is with like drinking every day.
Yeah.
A lot more.
Yeah.
But that doesn't make it true, right? And I think we're doing our part to just say like it's not necessarily true.
Yeah.
And it's accepted with certain people. Like it's okay that Snoop does it. It's okay that Joe Rogan does it.
And see,
but it's not okay for it's still looked down upon for real. The only reason it's not looked down upon with them is they're highly successful. Right. So they're like, oh, but that's okay for them.
Because they're successful.
It's okay for them because it works for them.
Yeah.
It's not okay for everyone because it doesn't work for everyone. If you're dependent on something, you can't function without it. Like when I stop for 4 days, I'm pretty much the same.
Yeah. That's good.
I feel like I'm just good. As actually we'll do one where actually. I don't. Yeah. And I do some where I don't smoke because it's somebody underage.
Yeah.
So it's not, I felt like it doesn't affect me in that way.
That's good, man. Yeah. That's amazing. That's amazing.
It just takes a little bit of an edge off. That's all.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's good.
Puts me in the moment more. Yeah. Because I'm not worried as much about, other things.
Right.
That might be coming up.
Right.
That's all.
Yeah.
But the point is to, not worry so much what everybody thinks. It is a risk though, man, because at the end of the day, that does affect, it could affect things.
That is.
Right.
That's it.
Embrace, baby.
Hey, that's it.
Don't chase, embrace.
Exactly. Ben, what, you had some questions for me? What up?
Bring us home, Ben.
Bring us home, man.
You might want to turn off the music.
What you be listening to? Red Hot Chili Peppers?
Yeah. Take out your earplugs, bro.
That's fine. Take your headphones off, Ben.
Take your headphones off. Join us. Yeah.
What's up, Ben? Come on, man. Ready for the questions?
Bring us home, man.
If you had 3 wishes, what would it be?
If I had 3 what? 3 wishes?
Yeah.
Ooh. Okay, I wish I can get a publishing deal with my, I'm not going to drop the name. Here you go. I'm not going to drop the name of the company that I want a publishing deal with, but I want a publishing deal. I wish a certain person in my family get healed the proper way. You know what I'm saying? They have a certain illness. I need them healed the proper way. You know what I'm saying?
That's
and
one?
that third, no, that's 2.
Oh.
That's 2, silly.
He gave me a free wish.
Look, okay, you gave me a free wish. Because look, the first one I said I need a publishing deal with a company. The second one, I need a certain person healed in my life. Yeah. And the third one, I'm on 3, right?
Yeah.
The third one is, the third one, I really would like people to understand my substance, understand my message that I'm putting out here. I'm not just making words, putting words together that rhyme. I want people to really know what I'm talking about out here. Like, I'm really telling stories about my life. I'm really tripping out here. I'm really trying to come up out here. I'm really struggling just like you every day out here. You know what I'm saying? Like, this ain't no, what y'all see on my pictures and shit, this ain't no sugar rush. This ain't no sweet life. I'm really struggling trying to come up. You know what I'm saying? I'm just like everybody else out here.
I think what's different, by the way, about this time around too, is like the story you're telling, the openness is like on a totally different level, man. From the artist you were 6 months ago, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Even though you were, amazing.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Go ahead, Ben.
Go ahead. I didn't mean to interrupt, man.
I had to interject.
What did you sleep last night?
Huh?
Where did you sleep last night?
Where did I sleep last night?
Yeah.
I slept at home, man. I reside in Pasadena. Yup. I slept on the covers. You dig? I was warm. That's it. That's what you got. That's all you got for me,
Third
Ben?
question.
Oh.
You had 3 questions.
Oh, yeah, and I had a bonus. You got one more question. Come on. I had a bonus question. Come on. One more. Off the dome.
What's your 4th wish?
Your what?
Your 4th wish.
You asking
wish?
me. You gotta ask me what my 4th wish is.
Where's your 4th wishes?
My 4th wish is everybody here that's right here tonight. I wish success on everybody. Behind the scenes, shout out to my boy Josh right here, shoot this whole thing. Like, this boy finna come up with this whole directing and video shit. Like, he gonna come up off of this shit. Tierra, my girl, she gonna come up off of this photography shit. Rick gonna have the top podcast in the whole United States, and I'm gonna be the #1 artist in 2022. Watch this. Watch this. Watch this. Record that shit.
Andy, what's your future?
You cheating, bro. You asking me too many questions. You cheating. All right, this is the last question.
Yeah.
What up? You didn't write that down. Stop looking at your phone. Ask me. You know you ain't write it down. You ain't reading your phone.
Oh, I did.
Oh, you did? Ask me. You supposed to have only asked me, wrote down 3 questions. So you wrote down more than 3 questions, huh?
Yeah.
Okay, hit me.
So,
hit me. Ask me.
What do you want after? Okay, so discuss the bill. How we change it?
What bill?
The homeless bill.
How we change it?
Yeah. Talk about it.
Yeah. All right. So first off, we need, instead of putting money elsewhere, we need to get. All right. This is what I think. Okay. I think we need to get more. I think we need to put funds more into resources for vouchers for the homeless people to have to stay like on a weekends, like on a week basis, even on a daily basis versus a yearly basis. Because if you put it on a yearly basis, it looks like a lot of money. So the governor and a lot of people are not willing to contribute to that. But if you put it on a weekly basis, like homeless people don't need places to stay long. I don't know if you've been around. Have you been around homeless people enough, Josh? A lot?
Yeah, I've been to like EJ. No, I've been to Ricardo, London.
So you know, homeless people, they don't like shelter. If you put them in shelter, they're out in the next day. Basically, give them a place to stay for a week because at least half of them will stay there. So I think it needs to go to homeless vouchers. Yeah, just homeless vouchers, whether it's hotel. They converted hotels to shelters now.
Yeah.
Like even LA Grand downtown, I worked there. You know what I'm saying? I worked there for like a couple months. And it's the LA Grand Hotel. They converted it to a homeless shelter.
Damn, that's a big
Some
bug.
shit is executed like motherfucker.
We're like sitting in the middle of it.
I smell that shit too.
Damn, is that like barbecue? We're like shooting a podcast while there's like a mass execution happening behind DBattles over there, man. Ben, great questions.
No,
man.
that can't be.
Let me just say a few things, man. If I could say a few things, Benny, you're the best. You can go back to your music if you want. So episode 50.
50, that's big. That's huge. That's
with Dante versus DBattles.
It's a privilege, man. I appreciate you. It's a privilege, really.
That's a big number, dude.
That is, man. 50, man. I'm the 50th episode. That's real huge, man. I appreciate that. That's big to me. That's large.
That's
large.
The most special episode.
It was to me.
Actually,
I ain't gonna even lie.
There were some really great stories. Everybody was amazing. And by the way, like shout out to everybody that's been on the show. And you know, I really appreciate every single guest. We still have some interviews to get out. But I mean, this was definitely like a special interview because I really got to know you 6 months ago on the show when you really opened up too.
Yeah.
Because we just met briefly at an event.
Yeah, we did. And then we did. We
sat down. And then for 6 months, we kind of became friends. We did some business deals and talked on the phone. And you opened up to me about your, rehab. And
yeah, man.
You know what I mean? So like to now like see how far you've come, the music that you're putting out. I'm like, dude,
I'm still going.
I think it's going to be mind blowing because just the stuff I've heard and just because of what you were going through and how you're thinking, how open you are, how you're willing to be like, this is who I am. Be vulnerable, tell your story.
You know what
your
I'm saying?
Mom's now, I don't know. I feel like things are coming together for you right now.
I appreciate
the story's coming together, the vibe,
Thank you for the high vibes, man, and the high energy and the good vibes, man. I appreciate that. I really appreciate it because that's my intention. Yeah. Everything you just said, that's my intention. You know what I'm saying? So to see that you see it that way, that means a lot. That means I'm
do,
at
man.
least going the right direction.
Yeah.
You
Just
know what
make
I'm
sure
saying?
you fucking lean into both of those motherfuckers, Dante and DBattles.
Definitely.
Make them work for
Definitely.
you and like hit on all cylinders and you know what I mean? Like be ready for anything. And I think it's all
Hey,
about
man,
it's
it's
all
always-
about getting out of your own way.
Hey, Rick, it's always a privilege being under you, man. Like, seriously, especially when we talk on the phone, you know what I'm saying? But like linking on personally, man, it's always a privilege, man. So I
Thank you,
always
man.
learn a hell of a lot, especially during this conversation right here, man.
Appreciate
I
you, man.
appreciate you. I love you, my brother.
Love you too, man. My man.
Get together. Let me get a thumbnail.
Ben.
This is DBattles.
Yeah, give us a
with Papa Rick's Mirth. JoshDP's Mirth. And shout out to Katie for filming me before I go. And Sharon.
let's get it, Ben.
Yeah.
Straight up.
Good job, Ben.
Yeah.
Knock him out the box, Rick. Knock him out, Rick. Knock him out the box.